Here's something most people won't admit. The biggest financial mistake isn't being careless with money, it's being too smart with it. And if that sounds strange, let me explain. Smart people love certainty. They want to understand how something works before they act. They research, they compare, they wait. On the surface, that looks responsible, but financially, it can quietly become dangerous. Smart people delay decisions until everything makes sense. They want the right market, the right timing, the right conditions, the right plan. And while they're waiting to be right, time keeps moving. Opportunities don't disappear loudly. They expire quietly. Here's the trap. Smart people confuse understanding with progress. They read books, they watch videos, they follow experts. They know the rules, but knowing how money works and making money work are two very different things. Information feels productive. Action feels risky, so they stay informed and stuck. Let me give you a simple example. Two people earn the same income. One starts early, imperfectly. They make small mistakes. They learn while moving. The other waits. They plan. They optimize. They avoid risk. 10 years later, the first looks lucky. The second looks responsible, but frustrated. Not because they were less capable, but because they waited too long to begin. Smart people hate losing, not just money, status. They don't want to look foolish. They don't want to fail publicly. They don't want to admit they tried something that didn't work. So they wait until the risk feels low. But by the time risk feels low, the reward usually is too. This is why average people sometimes outperform smart ones. Not because they know more, but because they move sooner. They accept being early. They accept being wrong. They accept learning in public. Smart people wait for certainty, but wealth doesn't reward certainty. It rewards action under uncertainty. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Smart people love optimization. Best strategy, best platform, best timing, best deal. But optimization without execution is just procrastination wearing a suit. The perfect plan that never starts loses to the average plan that compounds every single time. The wealthy understand this. They don't try to avoid mistakes. They try to make small mistakes early. They buy information with action. They treat mistakes as tuition. They move before they feel ready. That's not recklessness. That's realism. Most people aren't stuck because they're bad with money. They're stuck because they're waiting to feel confident. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from surviving action. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by doing. Let me be very clear. This isn't about gambling. It's not about rushing blindly. It's about accepting one reality. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have perfect clarity. And waiting doesn't reduce risk. It just reduces time. Here's the real financial divide. Some people protect their intelligence. Others deploy it. Some people stay safe. Others get skilled. Some people wait to be right. Others move, adjust, and improve. If you're smart, your biggest risk isn't failure. It's waiting so long to avoid mistakes that you miss the window entirely. Wealth doesn't belong to the bold or the reckless. It belongs to the people who were willing to start before they felt comfortable. If you remember one thing, remember this. Being smart feels safe, but action is what compounds.